Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. If you are new here, my name is Grace and I make a lot of mommy, twin mama content, postpartum stuff, but with some like family travel and outdoorsy adventure kind of content sprinkled in there. So if you sound interested in that, I would really love if you would consider subscribing and joining the conversation below. I am so excited for today's video. My girls are now 9.5 months, and so I have a lot to talk about between 6 and 9 months. I feel like that's a beautiful window that not a whole lot of people talk about, but you hear so many videos about the newborn stage and then so many videos about the toddler stage. But y'all, if you're in the newborn stage and you're feeling a little bit exhausted, or you're like loving the newborn stage and you're sad to like see it end, let me just tell you that 6 to 9 months is so much fun. It's been my favorite. I mean, I love newborn stage too, but like once your little munchkins start having personalities and they can sit up and start eating and stuff like that, it's so much fun. And so yeah, this is mostly gonna be just tips, things that I learned, a couple product recommendations, but mostly just a chit chat, mom to mom kind of chat, things that I learned as a first time mama now that my girls they're almost 10 months old, which means they're almost a year old, which means they're almost toddlers. That's just so insane to think about. But this is going to be a mom-to-mom chat, so grab a drink if you need to. Please join in the conversation down below in the comments. Like, let me know your own tips, thoughts. Tell me what to look forward to in the toddler phase, because I'm really excited, but I'm also nervous. So let's jump in. This is a list of like 7 things. No particular order. Let's just go. We are going to start with sort of some product recommendations. We are going to, and don't jump away just at the sound of this word. We're going to talk Montessori toys. Okay. Why I said don't jump away is because I feel like a lot of people have very strong opinions. You are either like pro Montessori, yeah, I'm a granola mom, or you're like, that's dumb. I don't need to educate myself on that kind of thing. Both are valid, whatever. But as a mom who I do want to consider myself kind of a granola mom, and I was homeschooled and I hope to homeschool my kids, that kind of thing. I was really intrigued by Montessori, but I really didn't understand it. And so I just went ahead and jumped in and got the Love Every subscription box. This is by no means like sponsored by Love Every or anything, but I just went into it, but kind of blindly. And let me just tell you guys, like, the hype is real. My girls have the Love Every boxes, but I mean, you can find dupes everywhere, and there's lots of other companies that do similar things, so you don't have to do Love Every, but I'm just going to use them as an example. We have those toys. But then we also have a couple of the like really colorful, blinky light, loud sound kind of things. Let me just tell you, they get bored of those colorful, crazy colorful, blinking lights, crazy little jingles. They get bored of those so fast. And then they don't really want to have anything to do with them. Whereas the Montessori toys, I kid you not, they are still, at almost 10 months old, they are still playing with some of the toys from the first box. From like, that first box was for like 0 to 12 weeks old. And so they were really simple toys, but my girls still love them. They still play with them. They're so simple. And so I think us as adults, we're like, how are you having so much fun with like a crinkle bag? But my girls go crazy. And it's cool how not only are they really well made and high quality and non-toxic, but also they are going to last for future children. And I think I'll even be able to probably either gift my Montessori toys once I'm done having kids or sell them on Marketplace. But also like they last through so many stages. In the Love Every boxes in particular, it'll say like, at 3 months old, they can play with this toy like this. But then give it to them again when they're a year old and they can play with it in a more advanced way. So it's really, really cool how much time you get out of these toys and how my girls just have not gotten bored with them. So I'm pro Montessori toys. If you don't really understand exactly what the point of them is, they're really simplified toys that are supposed to help with their development, their mental development, their physical development, the pincer grasp, how to put things like into like a circle into another circle or a square into a square. Like, I don't know, I'm simplifying it way too much. It's good to do some research on it. But what I also love about Lovevery is every single box comes with an instructional manual that tells you all the things that you can do with the toys. It also, they send a newsletter that has videos. Like, it's very, I feel way more equipped in understanding why Montessori toys are beneficial. Clearly, I'm not very good at describing it to you, but I'm pro Montessori toys. And you also can just kind of dip your toe into it. You don't have to go hardcore. I've seen people on social media platforms that like have in their children's room, they have like an entire house. Like their children have their own kitchen and the floor bed and blah, 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 just so they can do everything independently, which is cool, but you don't have to go that hardcore. You could just kind of dip your toe into it and see what you think. So I'm pro Montessori stuff. Okay, this next one. This might seem like no duh, Grace, but let me just tell you, okay? When your kids are around 6 to 9 months, they are gonna start napping less. Currently, my girls are napping right now, but they're gonna go from like 5 naps a day to like 3, and once you get closer to 9 months, they're gonna start pushing for 2 naps. And so naps become so important because you as mom or caretaker or dad or whoever, you need to get stuff done, or you need to rest yourself during those naps. But those naps become really, really important, and it's really hard once kiddos decide that they don't want to take naps anymore. That like separation, what is it called? Cause and effect, that's what it is, cause and effect. Like, when mom walks away, then I miss her, then I'm lonely, then I'm by myself, then I'm missing out. That is all starts to like develop in their brains. So when you put them down for a nap, suddenly they don't want to go for a nap because they're going to miss out and they miss mom or whatever. So what you really need to do, and this is just something I have learned, and again, it's going to sound so simple, but it is really, really helpful. When they are awake, you need to be wearing them out. Meaning, and I'm not trying to put any shade, and I know this has to happen sometimes, I totally understand, I've had to do it before, but try your best to not just sit your kid like in front of the TV or in front of the iPad once they wake up, because then once second or third nap comes along, they are not going to be tired and they're going to fight you on it. So, easier said than done, I realize, but when they are awake, try to have them playing, try to have them doing tummy time, learning to crawl, supporting themselves on their legs, like doing things, playing with Montessori toys, because that does mentally tire them out. Like, do more physical, active things with them, because then what I'm learning is then when second or third nap comes along, they are so tired, they don't fight me on it at all. And then they take longer naps. I'm able to actually get things done, like filming. If my girls were fighting me and they were screaming right now, I would not be able to film right now. So, do your best to tire them out in their wake windows. Next thing. Remember when your kiddos are newborns and there are so many milestones you're watching, like can they lift their head, can they roll over, blah, 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 blah. There are so many milestones that you're trying to keep track of. Y'all, once they hit about 6 months, milestones just kind of go out the window. You can still keep them in mind, in the back of your mind, but please don't stress over milestones because babies are all so different. You have babies, like I have a friend who, her baby was like crawling and supporting and standing up at like 5 months, which is insane. But then I have my girls are almost 10 months and they don't even know how to crawl yet, which is fine. They're still in the window. I mean, again, keep it in the back of your mind because like if you feel like your kids are really getting behind, then talk to your pediatrician, but please don't stress. I know a lot of things say like, oh, by 9 months they should be crawling. It's really okay. And some babies skip crawling altogether, or, you know, things with feeding and I don't know, holding their bottle. Like, that's one thing my girls did super early. It was learn to hold their bottles by themselves. But like, for a lot of babies, that's like a 10-month milestone. My girls knew how to do it at like 7 months. So, just stay off the mommy groups as much as you can. Yeah. Or if you don't stay off the mommy groups, you'll probably realize that there's a lot more moms out there that are in the same boat. I see posts all the time about like, my child isn't crawling yet. That's where I am. But I'm not worried. I think mommy intuition is also really powerful. So if you really feel like there's something wrong, talk to your pediatrician. But if you see your child every single day and you see them developing, but maybe they're just not super interested in rolling over onto their stomachs, or they're not really, interested in crawling, but they look like they want to walk, then that's fine. Just chill a little bit with that. Next thing I want to talk about are sleep regressions. Now, my girls didn't really have the is it like the 6-month sleep regression? There's one at 4 months. There's every couple months they're supposed to have a sleep regression. My girls didn't have any sleep regressions until 9 months. Now my little Winnie is going through a hardcore sleep regression, and it's challenging. I want to say I've been really blessed and spoiled because my girls are really good sleepers until now. So now I'm feeling like, okay, I remember that newborn stage. That was really hard, not being able to sleep. The tiring out is one thing. Keep that in mind. Try to tire your munchkins out before bed. Giving baths right before bed is really good at helping them to relax their muscles and kind of get into any kind of routine at bedtime. Keep that up, because that really helps their brains to turn on. Okay, it's almost sleep time. That's really good. What else? We don't give this to her every night, but we do have a little sleepy time. It has it doesn't have, let me go get it. Okay, it is this Mommy Bliss organic baby bedtime drops, and it has elderberry and vitamin C. It promotes restful sleep. So again, I don't give this to them every night, but it is a healthy option that can kind of help them to get restful sleep if you're really, really struggling with that. But anyway, if you've already been through a number of sleep regressions, I'm probably not teaching you anything new. But if you're in my boat where you're like, I'm sorry, I always say girls because I have girls, but my baby has skipped all the sleep regressions, then the 9-month one might hit you like it hit us hard. So yeah, sleep regressions, they are no fun, but they are phases. Everything with babies are phases. 2 more things to talk about. Let's talk baby clothing sizes. This is insane. And I went to Twitter. I went to TikTok and made a video about this and was educated on TikTok. So good job, TikTok. Baby clothing sizes is really weird. And I didn't understand why. You might understand why, but I'm going to teach you why right now. Okay, so let's look at these. This is 12 month size right here. 12 month. Little leggings, super cute. This is not a great example because I've already packed away a lot of their baby clothes, but I have these shorts. This is a weird size short. It is infant, 6 to 12 months. So they could grow out of this at any point. But look at these shorts, 6 to 12 month, and then this is 12 month. Look at the size discrepancy. What? Why is this so much bigger? And this is for a 6-month-old. Or they might even outgrow it by 6 months. Okay, that makes no sense. And this is very common. If you look at 12-month clothing versus 6-month, 5-month, 3-month, whatever size, the smaller the age for the children is usually bigger. It just makes no sense. Why that is, makes sense now that I know, is babies actually tend to lean out around 9 to 12 months. So when they are itty bitties, up to about 9 months, they are just putting on so much weight, and that's why little babies get so chunky a lot of times. Not all babies, but a lot of babies do get really chunky, and they have those intense rolls. So they actually need bigger clothing sizes, wider waistbands, things like that. But then once they hit around 9 to 12 months, they start to lean out a lot. And that does go hand in hand with a lot of times with breast milk production. Sometimes it starts to reduce and babies are starting to eat more solid foods, things like that. So it does make sense. But when I was one of my girls is still very, very chunky. And so I've been starting to switch over their clothing to 12 months because they're almost 10 months. And I'm why don't these these leggings fit, but it's because she's still in the chunky, she hasn't leaned out yet. So I'm still holding on to some of the smaller sizes, because she's still a chunky little baby, which is adorable. Whereas my other twin, she's really starting to do that leaning out thing. So she's fitting, and she's getting taller and things like that. So they're just growing at different rates, which is totally fine. But in case that is confusing to you, which it was for me, hopefully that makes sense. Last thing that I want to talk about is starting solid foods. A lot of people start solid foods around 6 months. You do not have to. I heard this, there's this really common phrase that's like, food before 1 is just for fun, which that's sort of true, sort of not. That basically just means their main calorie intake is going to still be through breast milk or formula. But you can start giving them food anytime, and you can either go purees or baby-led weaning. There is a case for both, and a lot of people say, don't do combination. I totally do combination, and it's working out just fine. I started with baby-led weaning, and it was scaring me half to death. So then I kind of pumped the brakes and kind of went to purees, felt much better about that. But then I realized, actually just a couple weeks ago, I kind of realized that I was leaning a little bit too much on purees, and my girls probably really were ready at that point for more solid foods. And so I've started incorporating more of that, and it's going great. And my girls are eating awesome. I need to feed them more probably, but with twins, you'll understand. If you have twins, feeding time is like the most exhausting thing, and it takes half of your day. So anyway, I just want to say that don't feel pressured to do baby-led weaning if you're not ready for it, or if your baby is not ready for it. Is it awesome? Yeah, sure. And if you're able to do it, go for it. But I don't know. I have found some of those like baby-led weaning Facebook groups and forums really hostile and really like holier than thou. And like purees is what people have been doing for like generations, and it's working out okay. So if you have to do, or if you want to do purees, it's okay. You can do purees. But also if you want to do baby-led weaning, it's okay. And also you can do a combination of both. You can, even though people will say you can't, but you can. So yeah, but regardless, once you start feeding your babies solid foods, whether it's baby-led weaning or it is purees, just review how to help a choking baby. Hopefully that won't happen. But you want to be ready for that if it happened to happen. And it can happen with baby-led weaning or with purees. It can happen with milk, actually. So just review that, watch a couple YouTube videos, or look back over a handbook that you were probably given when you were pregnant. So most of my channel is giving moms permission to like do what works for you. Because there's so much pressure these days. I mean, I'm sure there always was, but like with social media and the access to so many voices, there becomes a lot of pressure that like you have to make sure that you choose the right thing, or your child will be messed up forever. Like, no. You can do whatever works for you and your baby. And every baby is different, every mama is different, every situation is different. So go for what works for you. I'm giving you permission. I gave C-section mamas permission. I gave breastfeeding mamas permission to quit if they needed to. I'm your advocate for giving you permission to make your own decisions. Okay? Yeah. You're a mom now. You are a mama bear. Who cares what anyone else's opinion is? This is your family. This is your baby. Do what works for you guys. Anyway, that is it. Off of my soapbox. Okay. I hope this was interesting for you guys, helpful for you guys. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. We have some really, really big things, big life changes coming down the pipeline soon. We also do vlogs here, and I have some hopefully fun vlogs coming up. When this comes up, it should be, I think it will be Thanksgiving Day when I'm posting this, or right around Thanksgiving. So if you're in the US and you're celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. If you're not, then see you next time. Whatever, happy day to you. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm getting crazy. Okay, bye.